All right. Here is an example of the 7 noahide laws. This is what I'm using to look it up. Where is it? Jewish ideas, Torah, Moses' truth for all humanity, whether Jewish or not. The Torah explained in the Talmud Sanhedrin. Presents 7 mitzvot for non-Jews to observe. These 7 laws, the pillars of human civilization, named the 7 laws of Noah. Since all humans descended from Noah, they are: do not murder, do not steal, do not worship false gods, do not be sexually immoral, do not eat a limb removed from a live animal, do not curse God, set up courts and bring offenders to justice. So this has to be just courts with just justice. You know what I'm saying? And there'd probably be a whole lot less offenders to burn. So having this argument, and because listen, if I'm to go in and consent to become Jew, but then I do not keep all the laws, look, therefore I am condemned. So and there's a part where it says, do not put no unnecessary burdens on people. And I kept saying 10 commandments. I'm saying, like, look, that when I say love thy brother, love thy God, hang all the commandments on these 2 things, all Moses and the prophets, that's not lawlessness, man. It's just, it's more simple when you just see it this way. That if you don't do none of these things, you'll be alright. So it's like, but 10 commandments is for, like, basically it's basically the same thing as this. So it's like Christ did not do away with the 10 commandments. And I guess, and not with Moses' law neither, because the Jews were supposed to keep it. But look, when he came, they weren't keeping it correctly. And I guess it was a whole effort to get them for them to worship correctly. And it's like, it's kind of, I feel bad for you, man, that, it's a lot harder for Jewish people to, I guess, be justified, man, they got a lot more hoops to jump through, and that God didn't give us, and that sucks. I feel for you, I sympathize with that, but once again, be careful, because if you convert a man to the law of Moses and he's not a Jew, look, and then he fails and is condemned for doing so. I mean, what good was that? When you could have come to the conclusion of the matter is this right here. You know what I'm saying? Because look, that's what that whole law and system is supposed to teach them. But that's the things. These are the things that we did in ignorance that we're being forgiven for. You know what I'm saying? So, and this is a lawless world where the courts are set up, and it's like there's a account in Jubilees and Jasher about the kangaroo courts of Sodom and Gomorrah. You got to look into that, and see. And that's how it's set up now with the lobbyists and the multinational corporatists that, the revolving door of pharmacy and policy and FDA and lobbyists and all this stuff, man. I mean, look. So that's why we must obey God, not men sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Because it's... Do not worship false gods. The statism. Your leader, your chieftain of don't worship him. He's a false god. He's just a man as you. You know what I'm saying? This one right here. I'm sure we've all done a little bit of that here and there. We never removed a limb from something that was alive. You know what I'm saying? And that makes sense because when I seen it in another page, it said you cannot eat the flesh of a living animal. But if you don't really think like I think I seen a movie where they beat this monkey in the head and they ate its brain while it was still alive. Look, that is what I think it's talking about because it's sick and sadistic and literally consuming the blood of an animal that is in the total fear and panic. It like releases hormones into the freaking blood. I mean, and this is just a natural way you can show how the spiritual works through these things. And it says the blood, the water, and the spirit bear witness. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm loving all this clarification, man. It's like right now, man, God is really clearing things up, man. And thank God. All good things come from God, the one who is good. You know what I'm saying? When you see, like, but look, you know, them Jews have to jump through all these hoops. But look at all these hoops God has jumped through for you Jews. And us. You know what I'm saying? For us and you. You know what I'm saying? Bear witness to that. I've seen it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm really glad, man, to really just like, look, I do not have to debate this because it's such a thing. It's like there's a part, it says, I hear there be many divisions amongst you. Therefore, there also must be heresies amongst you. And I'm like, man, why is this issue causing so much freaking division? Because obviously, you know, the author of confusion is just it's a bottleneck point, and it says these things are kind of hard to be understood by people who ain't skilled in the word yet. And it also says, let a man, you know, be patient, man, to be a man, to desire to be a teacher, man. It's like, you know, the knowledge puffeth up, man. And pride cometh before a fall. And there's nothing that the devil loves to do that makes someone become a professor in bullshit and let them get a following and then burn them with the pride later. You know what I'm saying? And the operation was a campaign against the followers, not necessarily the person, even though he, you know, is shamed or whatever. But no, it was really, you know, they needed a patsy, man, and so don't be that guy. You know what I'm saying? The devil's looking for a patsy to lead someone to devour them to hell, man. And he's always like freaking Wile E. Coyote. Just freaking he's ambitious, man. He is freaking dedicated, motivated. He is on the move. He is breaking his freaking back. Because look, to outdo God, who's jumped through all these hoops. I mean, the devil is really trying to do some gym freaking nastics, man. Like, he is freaking going hard. His time is short, man. And it's like, it's kind of like that, what in wrestling, no holds barred. Means like, right now, 'tis the season. Watch out. It's like, right as you're going to get the breakthrough, expect the most resistance, man. And it's like, you know, and then, you know, look, when you take the bait, you don't have to keep it. You can be like, wait a second, drop that shit, throw that shit in the trash, and keep pushing. Wipe it off, wipe your hands off, and be like, good, nice trick. It's not gonna work again. You know what I'm saying? And it feels great to be let God fight your battles for you. You know what I'm saying? And not, you know, the more they go hard on you to curse you, you know, the more you're blessed, man. You know, it's like, though they look at you like you're a plague and a curse, but they don't even realize that you're a blessing. And in order to inherit a blessing, all they have to do is just bless instead of curse. You know what I'm saying? So, it's weird.